Good morning everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's prompt for the Junk Journal July project is peaceful. Now, I've got nothing. So I'm going to continue with building my pack of Japanese inspired items. So when I do go on a beautiful holiday, I will have all these elements I can use for my journal. Now, when I do think of peaceful, actually, and Japan, it definitely feels like it's a culture that focuses on being peaceful. So a lot of zen, a lot of relaxation and meditation to sort of calm the soul and the head. So peaceful sort of matches Japan to some degree, ironically. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to organise the elements from the Stamperia pack into something that is useful as well on my travels. So what I've got is I've grabbed myself out a little brown paper bag. It's quite a chunky little thing, and there's a couple schools of thought that I leave it in its entirety and just clip it into the journal. So that way, if I did want a brown bag, I've got one to put something in my travels. So that's one school of thought. The other one is I deconstruct it a little bit, mainly to get rid of some bulk and turn it into a tuck pocket scenario that can be added to my journal, which is what I'm sort of tending towards, because what I want to store in this is in a Stamperia pack of paper. You always get your beautiful pages, but then on the back of some of those pages might be some elements that can be cut out and used. Now, I haven't cut the circles out at all. I'm not sure why. I don't know. I will do them, but I just haven't got to them yet. So I'm just going to put that aside. But I did go through and cut out all of the other elements that were there. And there were a heap of tags, just gorgeous little tags, some little ones, as well as a medium-sized one. So I need to find a spot for those, and I'm thinking they can go in the front pocket of this little brown bag. There's another one. Then there were some journal cards, which are needing to be trimmed there. I see a little bit more, so I'm just going to cut that while I've spotted it. I think I've used a couple already in earlier. I think we did the tuck spots either side of a page, and two of them have disappeared into that. But that's okay. So I've got two here that I need to find a home for. So I'm thinking that they can go in the bag part. Now the bag has got a gusset, which I'm not going to remove because I don't mind having a gusset, because what it enables you to do is it's like a filing cabinet. So you could put the journal cards one side, and then if you had some scrap bits of paper you wanted to pack, they can go on the front side of the gusset. So it's like a divider within your bag. So I'm not going to change that. Sometimes I glue all that together so that it's just one pocket, but I'm going to use it as a little bit of a filing cabinet. So that's the plan for the back. And the front will hold these cards. This is just a random scrap that's on my desk. I'm just going to pop that in too. I do need to corner around all that because I probably won't take that with me with the journal. The other thing is there was this piece of paper I've had for a while there, and it's black charcoal tones this side, which is just stunning. And I was considering turning it into a journal page, but on the other side is these strips, belly bands, or just panels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this down so that I know it will fit in the journal if it becomes a page, which I'm going to do right now. Just excuse me while I grab that cutter of mine, which was really just getting rid of the white bits top and bottom, which we can afford to do. It's not going to affect the black page too much. So I'll just grab a template. See, it's so close to being the right size. So I think what we'll do is I'm just going to pack it in amongst the pages that we prepared in a video, I think it was the 23rd, where I put together heaps and heaps of pages ready to go into the journal. I'm going to add this because I don't know if I'm going to need them. I may cut them and use them. I may not. I may just turn this into a page and then I can utilize this. I don't think I'm going to want a bookmark. I might want a belly band. I don't know. I'm reluctant to cut this any further. I think it's handy the way it is. It fits and it can be a page if I need it. So I just want to tidy up that little job and add that to my pile of papers that I created in video maximism. I think it was maximizing or something, the opposite to minimizing. So that little job's done. I'm going to now just decorate this little pocket. What I might do is, that's really bulky. I'm going to have a little looky in here. Yeah, I'm going to peel this down and cut it away because it's not needed. There's a piece of cardboard in there. It's just bulk. If I was going to leave it as a little envelope, a little bag, look, there's a piece of card in there. We don't need that. Let's just have a think. What have we got here? I'm going to just trim that off and glue that down so that I've got, you know, a nice edge. I'm just going to trim that off completely flush, and that just has got rid of a heap of bulk. Yeah, I'm happy with that. There's a bit more bulk that could go. And we will leave that because papers can slide down in. I just won't put any glue in that little spot there. I can glue across the bottom. I won't glue. Right, okay. Just had to think that through for a moment. Let's see what we've got here in the way of papers we could collage with. Excuse me. I do like that. Where's my tear ruler? Just going to tear down this. These are good little pieces to have in amongst your work because it's just another little thing you could do. You could colour this in. If I tear that there. Yep. So you might come across some pencils in your travels and you could colour this in. So don't be afraid to put in your journals things like colouring in pages. I'm sure you know all this. You're all journalers. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. Just lining things up here to make sure I'm not being too bodgy. Yep, I like that. I'll just mark that there, take a smidge off that side. Line it up. Probably overthinking it, but you might as well do it right the first time, and then you don't have to try and craft your way out of an error. I'm just going to ink that to get rid of that obvious white look. Nice and simple, this little project, but it's going to clean up some things that were kicking around. So I'm going to be at peace knowing that this task is done. There we go. I'm going to glue that down. Where's my glue page? Hope you've all been well, enjoying the project. I can't believe we're cruising to the end of the project. It's been so much fun. Just feel so satisfied that I've got this done. I don't like having a lot of undone projects hanging around. I sort of do tend to like to get them done, not move on to anything else. I probably have at any one time 4 projects that are, you know, on the go. Any more than that, I start to get a little bit stressed that I'm just starting to become one of those that create and not finish. So I've always tried to, you know, complete it. I find it very satisfying knowing that I've succeeded and finished the project. I don't know if that sounds weird or not, but it's how my brain tends to work. I do like that. Just going to rip this down. And it's going to tuck in underneath. I can just about use it right on the edge. Tuck in under there. So I do apologise if I've just stressed people that have heaps and heaps of unfinished projects and are okay with that, because I hate to sort of doubt your system because everyone's different. And, well, I'll say I've got a lot of unfinished housework. Would be probably a fair statement. So I'll add that to my unfinished pile. I don't think housework ever finishes is the problem. Okay, so that little piece is done. Casper, my cat, has just entered the room. At the moment he seems quite content just to sit on the carpet beside me. I can hear him snoring. Well, he's dozing off. So at the moment he's happy just to sit. Yeah, I like that. I like how that little edges come over there, like giving it a little feature. I just need to trim it a fraction. It's just not quite straight. And in the process we've got rid of a little bit of bulk because it is quite firm, this paper. I might just ink that a little bit. Okay, so now we need to keep our wits about us here. We're not putting any glue on that inside there because I want to get the full depth of that pocket. So I'm just going to use the art glitter glue to make sure I get it right on the first go. Lovely. I'm going to just put some under there to glue that down. And then a little bit in there to also glue that down. Lovely. So now I've got a nice little folded top to that pocket, so everything should slide in reasonably well. Now I do need to also glue that side down so that it doesn't go anywhere, and I might pop a little bit of glue in there in the gusset down the bottom as well, just to sort of help hold that side down. There's quite a bit of pressure on that. But art glitter glue is pretty good. It does a good job. Okay, so I've got a little tuck spot there for some of these cards from the pack. I've got a nice gusseted deep pocket for anything extra I want to put in there in the way of journaling cards and maybe some scrap papers, because there's still a little bit of scrap paper left from the kit here, so some of that might end up in the back of this pocket, but I've certainly got space for it. I just need to close the bottom as well. Okay, put my pin back in the top. Lovely. So at this stage I don't have a home for this pocket on a page in particular, but it could easily end up, you know, being attached to one of the pages at some stage. So at the moment I'm going to leave it separate until we start building the actual journal itself. Just got it ready, and I'm going to slide in those journal cards. So they've now got, actually before I do, I wanted to round the corners so then I know they're done. Okay, so you've now got a home, and this one, oh, this is great. These have been rattling around in that bag the whole month, and I've just wanted to find them a home so that I know that they're prepped as far as I can take them. I might even punch a little hole in the top of all of these tags as well. That's one less thing I need to take on my travels. And I've got a page in amongst I've got a page in amongst the pages, a pile of pages, that is the Hessian. So I know I can pull threads from those pages to create little ties. I've got calico with me, so I can rip off little pieces there as well. So I'm just grabbing my little hole punch, this guy. I'm just gonna pop some holes. I won't do the big ones because I like to put textile on those, and you need quite a, you know, you can do quite a bit on that length. So I'm not going to hole punch the big guys. I'm just going to hole punch the little ones. And that gives me a spot that I can put fibres. So even if I don't use anything I've got with me, I might come across something where we buy, I don't know, a box of chocolates, and around the chocolates is some fabric or ribbon or something that I want to keep. Having some tags with some little holes punched in them is really handy, because you might just use the, you know, the fibres that come from something that you've just purchased and pop it into your journal. Okay, love it. So we've got another little element for our journal. We know we've got fibres in there already that we can pull from, or we might come across some in our travels. We've got a little filing cabinet here that can gusset out and actually hold quite a lot. I'm probably going to leave it a floating pocket at this point, because it then allows you to, you know, to really fill it up if you need to. But we'll see. I know it fits on a page anyway, so if it did end up making a home somewhere in the journal, it will fit, so that's not an issue. I've also addressed this one. It's a future page, or some elements here. Maybe I could cut one off and use it, and then if that was in the journal, it'd be a small little bit, and then I still get to use the black and then just collage over that. So I'm going to just add that to my paper pile of pages. Okay, we need to address all these little pieces too. I'd like something for all this to slide into, sort of like an ephemera folder. Okay, another video, another day. I need to make something to hold bigger pieces that can be torn down, exactly like we've been using at some bigger scraps, and even these scraps. So, okay, I have to have a think about that. What's the next prompt? So we've done peaceful. Memento. Oh, well, the whole thing is going to be one massive memento. I think in the next video, I'm going to make something that I can put these scraps into. Like a floating pocket or a floating something that can have these bits and pieces added. Okay, anyway, I'm thinking outside the square here a little bit. Let's get back to the task at hand, which is creating something connected to peaceful. I feel at peace knowing that this task is done. How's that? A bit of a stretch, but anyway, it will do. Thank you, everyone, and I will see you all soon in the next video. Bye for now.